Hey everyone, so I'm just out of the shower and getting ready for work, and I was about to apply my foundation, but it's a foundation that I absolutely love and I only received recently, and I think it's well worth sharing. So that's what I'm actually going to do from now on. I am drowning in foundations. Like most of you, I am obsessed with foundations. I think everyone is always looking for the perfect one, and even when you find one that's near perfect, you still want to find one that maybe has something that one doesn't have extra. So I'm going to just do a load of shortish videos showing you my favourite and, you know, new finds, my favourite foundations, new finds, old reliables and stuff like that, and just kind of to talk a little bit about them, tell you the attributes and how I like to apply them and stuff like that. So this one here is the Max Factor Ageless Elixir, and it's a 2-in-1 foundation and serum. I'm the colour Light Ivory 40, which is the lightest, and it's SPF 15, so it has a little bit of sunblock in it. This actual foundation is more towards like 30 plus women, so it's for anti-aging really, but anyone can wear it definitely. It's just that it will tackle dry skin and helps like moisturize any like fine lines and diffuse any of those things, but it doesn't mean that you can't wear it if you're a wee bit younger. So the kind of main premise of this is that it has those optical diffusers in it, so it does help to give like one of those kind of flawless finishes. What I loved about this is that it is medium to full coverage, so that's why I've been wearing it a lot lately, because it does kind of really help even out my skin tone, but it's not overly heavy. Now the colour of this, the Light Ivory, it's not particularly yellow based, but it's not pink enough to make me look pink. It's just more neutral, which is what I like about it. It comes in a 30ml pump action bottle that has a wee lid here, and of course I love the pump. So one good pump will usually give you enough coverage. Sometimes I might add a tiny little bit extra depending on how my skin is. The main kind of brushes I've been used to apply it lately would be like the flat top kabuki type brushes. This is my Siobhán 928. I just like the way it buffs it into the skin, or you know, smooths it over the skin. Now, because this is quite a moisturising foundation in itself, in that it has a serum in it, I don't find like I need to moisturise particularly underneath. So what I used first was my Super City Block by Clinique with SPF 40 in it, because I do plan on walking into work now as soon as my makeup's on, and I don't feel I need any extra moisture. So maybe if you're very, very dry, you might need to put moisture on dry areas underneath it, but I find it's moisturising enough. Saying that, it doesn't tend to separate over my oily areas and stuff like that throughout the day, as long as I set it right. So I'm, you know, fairly confident in the long wearing of that foundation, and that it'll last me a good 6 to 8 hours before I have to worry about it looking a little bit worn or whatever. So basically what I've been doing is just getting a tiny bit on the tip of my brush and dot it all around the face. So you can see there it is quite light against my skin, but it's not too light once it's on. And then just start buffing it in. I really like the coverage of this. It is a medium to full coverage, so it's quite buildable. So unlike some other like full coverage, more full coverage liquid foundations though, it's not drying. And even though this is full coverage, I don't find it looks by any means heavy or cakey on. It's not maybe quite as thick as say the Vichy Derma Blend or Max Studio Sculpt foundation, which can be, you know, some people have a little bit of trouble with those because they're quite gel-like, they're quite thick, and you need to kind of adjust your application habits with those thicker foundations. Whereas this one, it is a bit thicker than a liquid. It still doesn't move on the back of your hand, but it's not quite as globby, say. And I find I haven't really needed to wear too much concealer over this. I have a few blemishes at the moment that are a little bit more red, so I have been putting a little bit of concealer over those, but not really on any of just the slightly bumpy ones. And I'm not actually scared about bringing this foundation right up underneath the eye as well, because it is so moisturising. So in case I didn't say this at the start of the video, this is, it retails for €20 in Ireland, so you know, it is quite affordable. And I think the quality of the foundation is definitely high enough to warrant the price. Now, So that's the basic, just one pass coverage of this foundation. I wore it yesterday as well, and I didn't powder it. It was fine. I'd say after maybe about 3 hours it started to get a little bit, well, you know, quite in my normal shinier on the nose, so I did just go in with blotting paper and take that away, and it was actually fine after that. So you know, it is good to try these things sometimes without powder as well to see the lasting power of it. So I'll just zoom in so you can see how it looks. So hopefully this is in focus, but you can see that you can still see a little bit of a blemish coming through, but it has a lovely dewy finish to it, which I like, but it doesn't make me look oily, I don't think. And like I said, I really like the tone. It doesn't pink me out, but it's not necessarily yellow, it's just quite neutral, so I think it would suit most of the pale skin tones. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So of course I'm going to go ahead and powder it and finish off my makeup and stuff like that, but I just wanted to share that foundation with you quickly, and I'm going to be doing that with all the rest of my foundations that I wear on a daily basis, or you know, that I repurchase or that I like to go back to again and again. And if you've got any questions or any requests or anything like that on foundations, leave them below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks a million for watching, guys, and I'll chat to you all really soon. Slán!